Psychotropic medications have become one of the most common treatments for anxiety disorders and depression, but these medications aren't very successful in truly healing people. Often, they turn into crutches for individuals who end up with lifelong psychological disabilities. Fortunately, there are alternative ways to treat anxiety and depression. In this video, we'll refer to some of the greatest psychiatrists in history, including Carl Jung, whose ideas still challenge the establishment that stubbornly insists anxiety disorders are caused by changes in the brain. Before we dive into today's topic, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our future videos. Sadly, many doctors still believe in this doctrine and continue to harm their patients because our times are producing these patients in droves. Almost all of these patients are convinced by medical dogma that their ailments have a physical nature. Jung argued that most cases of anxiety and depression don't stem from a broken brain, but from a broken lifestyle. That's why, instead of prescribing medication as the first step in treatment, he would offer psychological insight, helping people understand what they should expect from life and what change truly costs. Many people believe that life should be easy, that pain should be minimized, and that difficulties should be avoided. But Jung would tell his patients the truth. Life is hard. Comfort and peace are not our natural states. Ultimately, there is no therapy that eliminates all challenges. Human beings need difficulty. It is necessary for health. What concerns us here is only the excessive amount of it, accepting that difficulties are inevitable and that nothing of value comes easily grounds us in reality. Once we understand that life is hard, we realize that in order to live well, we must strengthen our character. On the other hand, the illusion that life should be easy leads us to avoid the effort needed to overcome our weak character. Over time, we begin to think everything will naturally get better. Life is a battlefield. It always has been and always will be. If it weren't, existence would cease. Another psychological insight Jung offered was that our problems exist in the present and cannot be solved by dwelling too much on the past. Many people ask themselves, "Why am I this way?" and spend too much time rummaging through the past, believing they need to find an answer there before moving forward. But according to Jung, excessive focus on the past is often an escape mechanism. Right now, we need to face the difficult steps ahead. People must understand that it's not only neurotics who avoid looking within themselves for the cause of their discomfort. Everyone instinctively tries to push it away, to distance it in time and space as much as possible. Otherwise, they will realize they have to face the change they fear, which is a far worse risk. It's much easier to blame someone else or to assume the issue arose spontaneously in early childhood. After providing these psychological insights, Jung would help his patients confront what he called their shadow. The foundation of any psychological method is to face the shadow of consciousness. The shadow is the part of us that we suppress and push into the unconscious, often due to shame, insecurity, or societal pressure. There's no doubt that people are generally less than they think they are, or less than they want to be. Everyone has a shadow, and the less room it has in conscious life, the darker and more intense it becomes. For Jung, confronting the shadow is crucial for transformation because we cannot control our weak aspects unless we consciously accept them. These aspects will manifest at any time and in ways we can't predict unless we recognize them. Once we acknowledge our flaws consciously, we can control how they manifest and minimize the harm they can cause. Whatever the unconscious is aware of can be corrected, but anything that leaks into the unconscious and remains there is beyond our ability to correct. As long as it stays untouched, it is open to degeneration. Fortunately, nature ensures that unconscious content eventually makes its way into consciousness, creating the necessary turmoil. Moreover, the shadow doesn't only consist of weaknesses, it also includes powerful traits we suppressed as children due to societal stigma, like anger or the ability to defend oneself. When the shadow enters consciousness, we can access potentials that bring vitality and strength to our lives. The shadow is a bit primitive, mismatched, and not entirely bad. It contains qualities that can revive and embellish human life, but society prevents us from fully embracing these qualities. To bring the shadow into consciousness, we can observe the weaknesses, flaws, and insecurities of others. Often we have suppressed similar traits ourselves. It's also important to pay attention to the flaws in others that particularly irritate us, as this is where we might see our own shadow reflected. Additionally, questioning the motivations behind our feelings of shame and being open to self-criticism are effective ways of confronting the shadow. A little self-criticism can reveal what's hidden in the shadow. Along with bringing the shadow to consciousness, another important step in Jung's therapeutic approach was helping his patients find meaning in life. Jung believed that for someone struggling with deep depression or severe anxiety, they needed to feel like they were an actor in the divine play of life to heal. The divine drama of life requires each of us to take on a role. To explain this idea, Jung gives the example of a Pueblo chief he met in the first half of the 20th century. The chief, while explaining his tribe's traditions to Jung, said, "Yes, we are a small tribe, but the Americans want to interfere with our religion. They shouldn't, because we know we are the sons of the Sun Father. But in this tribe, neurosis, anxiety disorders, or depression aren't widespread. They don't take medication every day, nor are they slaves to addictions. They see themselves as actors in the divine play of life, taking responsibility. Their lives are full of meaning and purpose. These people have no problems. Their daily lives are symbolic. When they wake up, they begin the day with a great and sacred sense of responsibility. They feel they are the sons of the Sun Father. Every day they must lift the sun from the horizon for themselves and for the entire world. They are seen with natural dignity." Jung compares this way of life with that of a Western woman who is constantly on the go, traveling from place to place, always searching for something, but never truly finding it. When he looks into her eyes, he sees the gaze of an animal that's either being chased or cornered, constantly searching, chasing after some hope. Something has possessed her. Why? Because she's living a meaningless life. It's a completely banal existence. She has no purpose. Now, if she were to die today, nothing would change, because she was nothing. This endless search affects many in the West. Some flee from one country to another. Others chase after new relationships, money, fame, or approval on social media. In each case, they are trying to escape the emptiness of their lives. But this emptiness cannot be filled with material things or experiences. It can only be filled by feeling like we've made a difference in the world. Jung says of this Western woman, "But if she could say, 'I am the daughter of the moon, and every night I must help the moon rise above the horizon,' that would be something entirely different. Then she would live. Then her life would have meaning." This meaning is constant and applies to all of humanity. When people see themselves as players in the divine drama, they find peace. This is the only true source of meaning. Everything else, career, raising children, making money, is secondary because the meaning of life is above all else. Jung doesn't say we should all adopt the Pueblo mythology, but he does point out that many people suffer because their lives are devoid of meaning. He emphasizes that anyone wishing to escape anxiety or depression must find a way to give meaning to their existence. Just like the Pueblo people, we need to feel that we are playing a role in the divine drama of life. Some do this through faith, others through justice, freedom, or service to society, while some find it through creative expression. In modern Western society, due to the lack of a common mythology, we must take it upon ourselves to create our own. Those who succeed in this journey toward meaning will sail toward a fulfilling future, but those who fail will waste their years in meaningless suffering and endless searching. Finally, Carl Jung says, "I am concerned only with the realization of what each individual carries within them." That is the only issue. The real Pueblo issue is this: today I must do whatever is necessary for my father to rise above the horizon. If you found this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next part of this journey. There's so much more to uncover.